Hey guys, it's Sasha. Bloomberg has just reported that Elon Musk is going ahead and will buy Twitter at $54.20 a share, which was his original offer that he made back on April 14th. This news has not yet been legally confirmed by either Elon Musk or Twitter. It is just breaking in the last few minutes. Expect to see the paperwork come through with more details via the SEC, maybe via either party at some point in the coming hours. Shares of Twitter have been suspended from trading on the stock exchange as the news broke, just after going up 15% as the news was breaking. And shares of Tesla fell sharply by around 5% at the same time as investors were trying to figure out if this means that Elon will have to sell more stock and whether his attention is going to be divided as a result. This move comes just a few days before Elon Musk was due to face down Twitter in the Delaware Chancery Court, as Elon Musk made public statements throughout the summer that the number of bots on the platform was grossly understated, and this was a material effect on the price of Twitter shares. After Twitter accepted Elon Musk's bid on April 25th, a few days after he made the offer, there was an initial honeymoon period where Elon Musk and Twitter were working out the formalities, the dates, etc., but then something odd happened. Elon Musk suddenly began pointing fingers at this problem of Twitter having a ridiculous number of bots on the platform that they seem to not even try to do anything about. And the problem is, that is a real problem. Aside from being incredibly annoying as these bots impersonate people and try to sell people various crypto scams or worse, Elon Musk claimed that the number of bots is so large that it makes a material effect on the value of the platform to advertisers. The problem is, it wasn't exactly something that wasn't known before the deal was made. Everyone knew that there was a lot of bots on the platform. Everyone knew that this is a systemic issue that probably needs addressing. Twitter did report the same thing over and over about the low numbers of bots. That probably isn't true, but it wasn't something that was new, something that happened after the deal was done. Twitter have consistently said in their quarterly filings over the last 9 years or so that they estimate the number of bots on the platform to be less than 5%. And the data that has been uncovered since then, including internal memos, suggests that the true number is substantially higher. The question was whether the Chancery Court would agree with Elon Musk's legal team that this is material enough for it to warrant for the deal to fall through, or maybe to warrant Twitter to renegotiate the deal. And just last week, both Elon Musk and Parag Agrawal, the CEO of Twitter, were scheduled to make their depositions ahead of this trial going ahead, but mysteriously both failed to turn up, and the official reason was that their diaries were busy and they had to reschedule. But at that point, it became incredibly likely that a deal of some sort was going to be done before the trial started. One option was for the two sides to agree a lower price, maybe to account for the risk factor of the deal falling through, maybe for Twitter to not want to get all the stuff to come out they don't want to come out. But that would delay the process, potentially create a new shareholder revolt because the Twitter's board would have to go and put the deal to a new vote again, and the Twitter shareholders may well ask the question, why can't we get the original price that was agreed and send the board back into the courtroom anyway? So Twitter's board was stuck, but based on what we have heard, it sounds like Elon Musk's legal team was even more stuck, because evidently they didn't rate their chances of winning highly enough to go through to the actual trial. Or the whole hoo-ha was created as some kind of farcical attempt to get a discount on the original offer Elon Musk was willing to buy all along, after the whole stock market has taken a massive hit, especially growth companies like Twitter, pre-profit companies. After those companies were hit this year and the share prices dropped massively, perhaps Elon Musk was thinking, hey, maybe I can get a slightly better deal than what I agreed at the beginning of the year. Unfortunately, we shall never know. But it looks like Elon Musk's original statement saying that he is buying Twitter to make it the foundational pillar of free speech was in fact true, because he is, after all, going ahead, unless the case that he brought forward was so frivolous that he would have had to buy Twitter whether or not he spent the time in 2 weeks' time trying to wriggle out in court. Although Tesla stock fell on the news, I think this is a very good outcome, a very positive development for Tesla shareholders. This takes away the massive overhang from the Twitter saga. If Elon decides to sell more shares instead of taking on the funding he already has in place, it will be done and dusted, and we will be all over it before we get to Christmas. And hopefully focus and attention will now turn away from Elon Musk and Parag Agrawal publicly slaying each other with poop emojis on Twitter, and maybe we'll get some actual work done instead. This is also a good outcome for Twitter shareholders shareholders who were staring at the possibility of the whole deal collapsing and being left with shares in a company that seems to be either hugely incompetent or outright fraudulent, and other companies potentially being created to try and steal market share. Because there is absolutely no way that a tech company like Twitter cannot identify that a brand new account has just copied the name, profile picture, background picture, description, and all the tweets of another user to try and scam people. Running a check on something like that is something a mentally challenged one-handed monkey would be able to code up while asleep. Or maybe to check to see if a Twitter account is randomly posting the same spammy comment with a link to some kind of scam all over Twitter hundreds of times a minute. I'd get it if there was some kind of sophisticated bot attack that was very difficult to uncover. It was difficult to even identify that it is a bot. But when you're staring at something that is so blindly obvious and so clearly simple to detect, you kind of begin thinking that clearly Twitter prefers to ignore the problem because their pay rewards are directly linked to the number of monetizable daily active users. So why identify bots which would drop that number, which would mean you earn less money? So I guess most of the bot problem is going to be resolved in approximately an hour after Elon Musk takes over, which is great news for everyone who uses Twitter. Incidentally, Elon Musk isn't having a great time on Twitter himself after seemingly siding with Russia in the whole Russia-Ukraine war yesterday and claiming that the 4 Ukrainian regions that Russia just illegally annexed should be holding another proper referendum on whether they should indeed join Russia and whether Ukraine should lay down their weapons and let Russia have their cake and eat it, despite Ukraine taking back huge swathes of territory in recent days. Elon has been getting a massive amount of backlash to all of this, and rightfully so, for trying to be smart but perhaps lacking some depth and some more nuanced understanding of the situation based on the thoughts that he splashed on Twitter yesterday. So the unfortunate downside is that we won't get a mudslinging contest in 2 weeks' time, which would make for great viewing with a massive bag of popcorn. But it sure is going to be interesting what happens whenever Twitter does indeed go private. Because remember, the shareholder vote has already taken place and the go-ahead is there. So if Elon Musk is giving the deal the green light, the only question becomes, how long does the paperwork take and how long will it take Elon and his other funders to get the cash in place for the buyout? Also remember that Elon Musk has publicly stated during the course of these last few months that his long-term view is that Twitter will become a public company again once he has managed to sort some of these problems out. Also remember that Elon started selling Tesla shares to fund the deal at the back end of last year, and even as late as August, just a few weeks ago, he sold another batch of almost 8 million Tesla shares worth $6.88 billion at the time, and together with a long list of additional backers, he seems to have enough cash at the moment to get this deal across the line. The question is whether he wants to own a larger share directly, which was part of the reason he was selling during the summer, and if so, how quickly he can sell the additional Tesla shares required or raise some other form of funding. Hopefully, we're going to find all of this out in the next few days whenever the details emerge, and I'm really hoping there's going to be some kind of timeline announced. If you found this video useful, please don't forget to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, I really appreciate it, and as always, I'll see you guys later.